So like many of my clients, if you're planning on going to Dubai and staying here, whether it's for vacation or living here, you might not know which areas are the best to live in. And I can tell you from experience, I've lived in literally almost every single area. There's a few that I haven't lived in, like Deira and Karama, which are a little bit further out nearer to Sharjah, which is another emirate. But I've lived in all of the major touristic areas and even some more obscure areas that are not touristic. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to know what area was best for me. Since I've stayed in all of these areas, I can now definitely recommend which areas are the best to live in. And in this video, we're going to be going over all the top areas and some of the not top areas that I would recommend for you. So if you're looking to learn what is the best area, then watch this video. So let's start off with the number one place, in my opinion, to live in Dubai. It's downtown. Now, a lot of people might not agree with me, but I think that Dubai is a great city, but downtown Dubai is what makes it a great city. And the reason why is because we have Burj Khalifa, you have the biggest mall in the world, you have the Dubai Fountain, honestly, literally everything here. You have the best restaurants, you have the best of the best. Like I can go on and on, but this is definitely the best area in my opinion. The buildings here are relatively new as well. Yes, you're going to pay a little bit more money to live here because it's more expensive, like any downtown in the world. But I think the quality of life here is fantastic. As for the cons of this area, I would say that nature is obviously not that apparent. I know there's some palm trees there, but the best thing about this place is not the nature, it's the city itself. If you're looking for everything, it's here. But if you're looking for nature, it's not here. So how much do you expect to spend on a monthly basis if you're living downtown Dubai? Well, it really depends on your budget, of course. But on average, if you want to have a good quality of life downtown Dubai, the minimum you should spend is around $2,500 and you can go up to $10,000 plus per month. Me personally, I'm at about $4,000 to $6,000 per month depending on where I'm staying and when I'm staying here. And if you want to know what are the best platforms for renting and buying in Dubai, stick to the end of the video. But I'm going to go to number 2. The second best place to stay in Dubai would be Dubai Marina. Now, this place is awesome. You're right beside the water. It is a very touristic spot and the vibes there are fantastic. I would say it's good for couples, it's good for families. Overall, it's basically just like downtown, but just right beside the water. There's some nice malls there, there's great restaurants. Again, like I said, it's basically like downtown, but I know that a lot of people really do love this place because it kind of gives you like a resort vibe and you're really close to the water, which means you're really close to the beach, which if you like the beach, well, fantastic. You're a quick drive or walk away from the beach compared to downtown here. If I wanted to go to the beach, I'd need to drive around 15 to 20 to 25 minutes to get there. But I don't go to the beach that often. I don't even use the pool in my building that often, maybe once or twice a month. So for me, that's not a big important thing. But if you want to go on nice walks to the beach and you don't want to spend 20 minutes getting there, well, Marina might be a better fit for you. And Marina, I would say, also is tied with JBR, which is Jumeirah Beach Residences. This is also a fantastic place. Now at number 3, I would say this is a very popular place, although I personally do not like this place. I actually dislike it. It's called JVC, Jumeirah Village Circle. Now, some people might like it because it's cheap, but I don't like it because it's cheap. I don't like it because the quality is not as good. The developers there are not as good. The amenities there are not as good. There's a lot of traffic there right now, and it's hard to believe there's a lot of traffic because the place isn't even fully handed over. There's still a lot of buildings that are going to be handed over, meaning finished, in the next year, 2, 3, 4 years. So I don't know. I think it's going to be really busy, and I don't think that the location is great. It's about 20 minutes away from downtown Dubai, 20 minutes away from the mall. You're kind of out of range of the landmarks of this city. So I would stay away from JVC. It is cheap. If you want something cheap, go to JVC. That's where upcoming people are living. But if you do value the quality of your life, maybe don't go to JVC. Now at number 4, which I would say this is better than JVC, so maybe put this in number 3, but number 4, we have Business Bay. This is a fantastic place to live. However, it's like downtown, just a less quality version of downtown, but it's still really good. You're right by the canal. You have a lot of restaurants around you. The only problem with Business Bay is it is not walkable at all. If you like going on walks, forget about it in Business Bay unless you're walking along the canal. This is a good place to live. It's cheaper than downtown. It's not as good as downtown, but it's still very good. You won't get the best views here. You won't get Burj Khalifa view, but you still get a really good price. And I think the value in Business Bay actually might be the best in my opinion. And if you're looking to invest in downtown, I think Business Bay is probably one of the best places to invest as well, to put properties on short-term rent like on Airbnb. Now, if you're looking to save a lot of money, one place that I can recommend is Discovery Gardens. Now, the buildings here were handed over a long time ago. These are older buildings. It's an older community. However, it's very cheap. The square square footage in these buildings are actually quite large. Like a 1-bedroom is like 1,200 square feet. It's actually pretty good. It's really cheap, but you're in a cheaper area. You're a little bit further out of the city, but honestly, I can definitely recommend it. I stayed there before and I didn't mind it at all. It was actually a really nice community. So this might be an option for you if you're planning on staying here. And as for a bonus location to stay in, you can stay near Dera. I've never stayed here myself. It's a lot cheaper. I've heard good things about Dera. I'm not a huge fan just driving through there, and I haven't experienced it myself living there, so I can't talk too much about it, but I know a lot of people live there because it is pretty cheap. Now, like promised, I'm going to tell you the best places to rent short-term here in Dubai. Number one, Airbnb. This platform is fantastic. If you want to go a step further, go on Airbnb, find the place where you want to rent it for 1-2 days. If you like it, then contact the host directly and rent directly through them. Now, the only problem with this is sometimes it might get booked, like the property might get booked after that day where you are here. So for example, let's say I rented it for 2 days, 2 weeks from now, the weeks after it might be available, but by the time I actually get there, it might not be available anymore. So you got to watch out with that, but you can save a lot of money if you do that. Now, the second place to rent would be through Bayut, B-A-Y-U-T. This is a great platform where you can get monthly rents, semi-annual rents for annual rents. I can highly recommend it. I'm not a huge fan of property finders, so I would say Airbnb or Bayut. Now, if you have an Emirates ID, which you would get through setting up your company here and getting residency here, well, then now you can rent annually, which makes your rent prices a lot cheaper. So that's something to take in consideration once you have your Emirates ID. Save a lot of money in rent. And even me myself here, living here for the last 2 years, I still actually don't rent annually. I think the next time I'm here, I'm gonna rent long term. And I say the next time I'm here, I'm just going back to Canada for a little while and I'm gonna be back. But next time I'm here, I'm gonna probably rent for 1 year because it saves you so much money. So I would definitely recommend to use Airbnb if you're here short term. If you're long term, use Bayut, find a real estate agent that you trust, go on some viewings and find an annual place. And if you are a resident, you're going to save a lot of money by renting annually. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to move to Dubai and you want a step-by-step guide, watch this video right here where we go over just that.